wonderful friend here, Mr. Lewis Sibin. We're going to dive really deep into this one, guys, and I want to dive in pretty quick. I'm waiting to see, I see one viewer, just one, pop up while I get my stuff ready here so I can show you guys exactly what we need to know. Before we get started, though, I want to show you guys some really cool examples of some of our wonderful students in our community who's just been crushing it. Right now, what you're looking at is Jasper. Jasper, who's crushed his whole Amazon business and just destroyed it within the last 30 days. And I'm sure it wasn't even the end of the month yet. $15,700 over that. And then he made for the day $1,398. Now, very, very, very impressive. And Jasper is one of the students in the Kevin David group. We also have here, next person up is Gal. Take a look. So Gal, $75,000 in the last 30 days. And again, this is around the Q4 season. We always, the coveted Q4 season that everybody wants a piece of, which we will be talking about, more so how to prepare yourself for it. But she was able to make $2,387 for sales for that day. And check out the time. It's not 7:50 p.m., which means she has another about 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours before the end of the day. So we can only imagine what the sales were back then, right? And here, I want you to direct your attention here to Bua. Bua, she was able to do a little over $10,000 for in a 30-day span. You see how she highlighted that and made $316 in the day, selling 24 units. Now, these are just some of, I like to mix them up because I always love to show people exactly like some of the large numbers you can make and some of the people who are just getting started in the numbers that they're hitting. And that it's just not out of your reach at all. And all of these things are super, super, super possible. And that's why we always love to have Lewis here, who has a plethora of knowledge to help you get there. We have our team that we've designed in a way to create these lives to be very, very impactful for you guys, to help you guys get started. Today, our topic of conversation is going to be pretty much how to find the best suppliers and looking out for those red flags and some of those gold nuggets you should be looking for when to find a good one. We want to keep it nice and simple, nice and light and easy for you guys. So you can ask your questions in regards to finding the suppliers, questions people may have. And Lewis has plenty of experience with that. All right. And we're going to dive into that real shortly. I just want to do a few house rules. Trust me, I'll make it super quick, guys. This, what you're looking at right now, is from a mobile snapshot. Go ahead and click get all live notifications. If you want to know when we go live, this is the best way to do so. This is on mobile, like I said. On desktop, what you want to do is, if you're watching on live right now on the desktop, top right-hand corner, somewhere around the comment section, you should see a bell icon. Click that and just say get all live notifications. So that way you can always stay live with us. Per usual, every freaking live we do, we always do a giveaway. And this is the Kevin David book. It's going to be the Unfair Advantage book. It's a book that has pretty much shown exactly what he's done from zero to multi-millions that he's able to accumulate through the digital marketing space and also using Amazon as well. So get that book if you haven't copped it. If you want to get a chance to win it, we do raffle it off. You just have to like this post, do hashtag live, hashtag replay, and also drop a comment because we love comments and we love people who engage. Shows how serious you are about your business and allows us to see exactly who is deserving of winning the prize for the week. And we select that at the end of every week. So I hope that wraps all that up for you guys. Again, there was one where I actually forgot. I wanted to make sure I didn't want to leave anybody out, right? This is Aaron Tennington. That's my guy right here, man. He's been crushing it since the day we met down at one of the Ninja Cons. Aaron, he has made $11,000 in sales in just 2 days with his particular product in question. And so, guys, again, like I said, these, and Lewis, you can let them know, these are numbers that are very, very possible for anybody who is serious, who wants to learn, has the questions that they want to ask, so that way we can answer them live for you right now, right here. What's up, everybody? I see Khalid. I see who else we got? Katie's son. What's up? San Nicolas del Sol. I love that name. It's Nicholas of the Sun. We see Khalid, Kelly Baker. What's going on? Glad to have you on here. Really quick, I'm gonna let Lewis introduce himself, guys, and then we can get started with the topic for today. So stay tuned. Oh, I forgot. Can I tell him?
Sure.
All right, guys. If you stick around, we're going to tell you exactly what you'll be getting towards the end. Pay attention down below, all right? We're going to call this the Amazon 2020 Takeover. What you get is simply this, okay? It's 50% off any package that you purchase, okay? And only the first 10 people will be able to get the product validator, which means the first people who purchase and use the discount code, which we will be revealing at the end of the live, will be able to get a free product validator. And also all the discount code works for getting 50% off any package you purchase. But if you're within the first 10, you also get a free product validator. So just wanted to throw that out there, and over to you, my brother.
Okay, so my name's Lewis. I've been selling on Amazon for more years than I want to remember, and from that we grew a number of tools that we use to run our own Amazon business, and then we monetized those tools into some software, and that's the software that we have today, which is called Zonbase. And so that's all the tools that we need, and all the human being coaching and staff that we need to run our Amazon business, and we can do it for you also. Okay. Now, do you want to just share my screen, Drew, for 1 second?
Sure.
And what you're seeing here is Zonbase, and I want to bring your attention down to this thing called Product Validator. Guys, Zonbase, we're a launching service. We do Zonbase page 1. We get you to page 1, right? And you stick there. Your organic rank stays on page 1. But we launch thousands of products. We know if a product that you bring to us is going to work or not work. And so we came up with a service which says, before you pay for your product at the factory, once you found it, give it to us. Could you even launch it? Could Amazon even sell it? Is there enough demand for this product? Don't be one of the guys who arrives and says, please launch my product, and we can't launch it for you. And that's why we came up with this product called Product Validator. And that is what Drew is going to be giving out, a coupon code. You're going to get 50% off any tool, but the first 10 will get a free product validator. Okay.
Awesome, man. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions about the validator, what it means, and what's, if you're not sure, like, why should I be the first 10? Trust me, look, take a listen really quickly before we get into this topic.
Yeah.
When I first got started with Amazon, I went in and I just, went with what I thought, using all the parameters, under 1 pound and making sure it's not breakable and all of that. I got all that in there, making sure it's between a certain number and how many views. I got all that together. And then I pulled the trigger on something that I thought, maybe I might have a shot at it. But I ignored some of the red flags because I just thought I'd be okay. Went ahead and put my investment. Luckily, it wasn't enough to break the bank or anything, but I wanted to, show you guys the power of having a product validator, having somebody just say, hey, press pause real quick. Here's why, according to the data, why I would suggest you think otherwise about investing in this. Maybe you want to go a different route. So just see the power in that, what Lewis and the team is offering with that.
Okay. So tonight we're talking about finding a supplier, right? And obviously in finding a supplier, you kind of have an idea of what you're wanting to sell, right? So in other words, because we could have a whole live where we talk about product research, like how to find something to sell. And tonight we're talking about how to find someone who will supply it to you. So you kind of have in mind an idea of what it is that you want to sell. Okay. So I'm going to, if you can just share my screen again, so there are a range of tools on Zonbase. Okay, ZonResearch allows you to kind of filter the entire Amazon database and show me all beauty and personal care products between this price and this price, and so many reviews or so many sales. But I'm assuming that you're going to have already found some niches that interest you. Okay. Other tools that you would possibly make use of would be like a ZonTracker, where you're adding an ASIN, and then you're adding a keyword, and then you're actually tracking how the keyword arrives in the top 300, and it searches every couple of hours for where your keyword is. So this is kind of once you found your product. All right. We do a lot of keyword research, and so when you find your product, you need to be on page 1 for a keyword. And so I'm going to assume that all that's been done, and that we kind of have thought of, and this is a product that I went into and I lost $5,000 on, which is what Drew asked me to use as a bit of a case study, and that is essential oils, right? So when you're doing market research for product research, I think that you have to have a connection with your product, right? You have to know a lot about it. So you can't sell essential oils if you think that they stink and they're the worst things in the world, and you don't see any medicinal or health, or spiritual benefit or value from them, right? You got to relate with your product, okay? And so I liked essential oils for the following reasons, Drew. Number one, I felt that lavender oil is lavender oil, right? So like if you had a brand selling lavender oil, like my lavender oil could compete with yours because it's just lavender oil, right? Not like it's not like you've got some kind of special formula for lavender oil, you know. So that really sparked my eye. Okay, so then if you had to come into kind of the keyword research, and if you would look at like essential oils, okay, essential oil. Now let's just have a look at what you're getting here. This is our keyword research tool. It's saying essential oil has got 32,000 monthly searches, and it's got a smart score of 79, meaning it's good. It's out of 100. It's kind of a relationship of how many searches are there and how many sellers are there that have got the word essential oil in their listing. Okay, and then you're seeing the seasonality indicator, which is interesting because it's not that seasonal, but there is a seasonality slightly around December. Not because it's a gift, but because it is it's used in winter to kind of for health purposes, right? So it's not a Christmas gift, but it's but again, and then people that are searching for essential oil would kind of also look at these essential oils. And once you've been selling on Amazon for quite some time, you would know that, and if somebody came to me and said they wanted to rank page 1 for essential oil, I would tell them that's a terrible keyword. Why? Because that's like saying I want to rank on page 1 for good food. But what good food? Come on, people. Is it lavender essential oil? Is it black pepper essential oil? Someone's coming onto Amazon to buy a product. They're not looking for essential oil, right? Like there's so many varieties, So that wouldn't be the keyword I would go for. Okay, I would go for one of the ones like a lavender oil or a citronella essential oil. You got to be more specific about what it is. A lot of people are searching for essential oils, but they don't know what they're looking for, and you're not going to keep on page 1 because it's so broad. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I liked essential oil. I thought it was pretty cool. It's small, light. Then I did not go onto Alibaba, right? I thought I'm going to get it from a more trusted, made in America type supplier. Okay, there are advantages to buying from China, and there are advantages from buying locally in America. Okay, and one of the great advantages of buying from an American supplier is that you don't have to buy 10,000 bottles as like a first order, that they might just do 30 or 40 bottles for you, okay? Because they'll talk to you and they'll negotiate with you. They're much more open to discuss. They're also quite helpful to, get you started and things like that. So I'm a great fan of not doing what everyone else is doing. Because if you want to make Amazon hard, then do 20 things for the first time. Like you've never dealt with a Chinese factory. You've never dealt with international freight forwarding. You've never dealt with Amazon. You're doing all these things together. You're just making it sometimes a bit hard, right? So maybe just buy a local supplier the first time, and then if it works well, you can maybe get an international supplier and do it a bit cheaper, okay? So I use, and there are a lot of websites, and people, I don't think, know about them, right? But there's one called ThomasNet. I mean, it's been around forever, okay?
Yes.
There are others, and you can type in, like Alibaba, you can type in, essential oil, and it brings up essential oils, 189 suppliers. You can look for a manufacturer or a distributor. You can look for regions where you want them to be. So like in your area, and then here are US manufacturer and distributor of essential oils, and and you can view them and contact them, and that's what I did. Bulk Apothecary and Nutrix, contract manufacturing, private labeling, custom formulating of essential oils. So that was where I thought I was onto a good wicket.
Right? Real quick, Lewis, just for the folks who don't know, stay on that page for a second. For Thomas.net, I know they're widely known for being a U.S. Distributor. Now, is it possible for you, who being where you are at right now in London, are you able to order from them and also have them distribute internationally as well, or just?
Sure. These are businesses. These are people like you and me, Drew. Like they want money. They'll talk to you. There's no language barrier. If they do international shipping, they'll do it. If they don't, they'll say they won't. But at least you can talk with them, and you don't have that like additional barrier.
Right, for sure.
Okay,
cool.
All right. So then I found my supplier. And I then went onto Amazon, and using a tool that we've got at Zonbase, which is an extremely powerful tool, lavender essential oil, we use this Zonbase Chrome Extension, okay? That now kind of takes the page you've typed in and goes and gets a whole lot of information on the page. It takes a couple of seconds, and here it's brought up some information. Okay, so we've searched for lavender essential oil, huge search volume, 63,000, very, very nice smart score. Okay, 91. Okay, page one, which in this case has got 47 products on page one, has got an average revenue of $13,000, average units sold per month of 1,100. So, we're talking 30, 40 units a day on average. Just beautiful, right? It's really nice. Okay. Mm-hmm. Average price $10. Yep. Okay. And average reviews 2,900. That right there is the problem, right? I mean, like these guys are well established. Okay, like really, really well established on page one. So with strong reviews like that, chances are they're just not going to buy your little product that's got 1 or 2 reviews. When number 31, has got 1,500 reviews. Okay. The other thing is these guys have got extremely strong brands, right? So like doTERRA and like so coming
I
on.
actually used doTERRA, by the way. I just used that recently.
Okay, so I can hear you feeling a bit sick. You must, so it's called doTERRA On Guard. That'll sort you out. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So lavender is too hard to go after, right? But then what you can do is you can go for your really weird essential oils, right? So like I sold a black pepper essential oil. Okay, good for smoking if you're trying to give up smoking and muscle pain. Okay, and bring it up. Here's our Chrome extension, and let's look at black pepper essential oil. It takes a bit of time because we have to kind of go and get the data live and from this page, and it takes a few seconds. Okay, you can, out of interest, using the the Chrome extension, you can also show the sponsored products. We've got a little button that lets you see which products are sponsored.
Beautiful.
But we don't ever look at sponsored because you relying on someone else's opinion, and their opinions might be wrong, so you kind of ignore that. Okay. And the other thing, you can include or exclude. So if you kind of go through this, so we're saying, whoa, look at this guy. He's got 10,000 reviews, and this guy has got 20,000 reviews. Okay. Let's just exclude those two from our list. And then you can see the average reviews like drops right down. Okay. But you can see that black pepper oil, there's someone with 24 reviews, and there's somebody with 19 reviews, and that's kind of what caught my eye. Okay. So I went and I bought a whole lot of it also tells you how many sales they're making. They're not making many sales. Okay, so he's making 16 a month, one every 2 days. That's not good, right? But he's managed to get onto page 1 for black pepper essential oil. Okay. So I then went and bought a whole lot of essential oils, and let me come back to you, Drew. I'll stop sharing my screen.
Yeah.
I then learned a lesson about hazardous material and trying to research whether you need to find out about hazmat before you've placed your order. And if we had gone to Product Validator and asked someone who was already selling on Amazon, they would have said, oh, just be careful, because essential oils have got a low, they're very flammable. They catch fire at a low temperature. Amazon does not want them in their warehouses, and as a result, Amazon would not let me send into FBA like 18 of the 20 oils that I'd bought. Okay, so I could sell them, but I'd have to sell them fulfilled by merchants. I couldn't sell them fulfilled by Amazon. I only found out that they failed the hazmat thing after the fact. Okay,
late in the game, yeah.
Okay, so that was my essential oil failure. And then the two that I could sell, one of them was black pepper oil, and another one. And then after some years, Amazon required like a health certificate, because this was an essential oil that was going to get applied directly to someone's skin, and Amazon needed to see a health certificate for that, and I wasn't in a position to be able to get that kind of a health certificate. It was very expensive. Okay, so we stopped selling the black pepper oil. All right, but then let me take you through one more step, and then maybe we'll take some questions. Okay, so in my work of looking at essential oils and owning essential oils, if you type in essential oil,
Let me share your screen again.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. One of the top, am I showing my screen?
Yep.
Okay. One of the top things that come up is essential oil storage, because if you can imagine, these are very small bottles and they're a bit of a pain, right? Like if you, so if you're into essential oils, storage is an issue. Okay. And so I thought I could do it better than what these guys had, because in all these ones, you couldn't see the label. Like this one here, you can see the label, but all these here, you actually can't see the label. And so I thought I could come up with a better solution that would allow you to see the label. Okay. And then I went through a process of an inventing something completely new and trying to sell it on Amazon. And I'll take you through that process for 1 second. Okay. So let me come back to you, Drew, and you want to bring up that little image that I sent you earlier.
Sure thing. Yeah.
When you're talking to a factory in China, you cannot even think of talking or Skyping or messaging or emailing your product specifications. You have to give a technical drawing. You have to tell them this is what I want technically. Are you able to maybe zoom in a little bit on that?
No, unable to. I've tried to zoom in the past, man. It just doesn't work. I need to think there's a better way to do that.
Okay. So maybe I maybe let me share my screen and I can zoom in.
Bring it up. Yeah. Let's try that. Let me see if we can get your screen up. Then maybe I could probably fix that.
Yeah.
Let me know when you get it up.
So what we invented here was, are you seeing my screen?
It's just showing the Be Live. Did you have another screen or you just
yeah, I was actually showing
You're probably just sharing the application and not the entire screen. You want to reshare it again with your entire screen? Let me remove that so you could reshare it again. And then do an entire screen this time, then you can switch around. Because sometimes you don't have a dual screen, do you?
No.
All right, perfect.
You seeing it?
Yeah, I think it popped in. Yeah. There you go. Perfect.
Okay. So you go on to Upwork or Fiverr and you look for an industrial designer, okay? Can cost $30 or $40. And you tell them, this is what I want done. Or you maybe even send them a product or what have you. But they, yeah, look, this was 2016, Drew. Huh? 4 years ago. So they take your idea and put it into a computer drawing that a factory can understand exactly what you're doing here, right? So we created a little it had a lazy Susan wheel at the bottom that spun around, and it had holes at the bottom, and you could kind of turn it around to see your bottle. And the lower rack fitted smaller bottles. The upper rack fitted bigger bottles. And in the bigger bottles holes, you could actually fit a smaller bottle also. So it could fit smaller ones or bigger ones. And you could put kind of like your carrier oil in the middle.
Nice.
Okay? So yeah, it was awesome. The size, gave it to the factories. They did it really well. It cost about $10 all done with bamboo. Shipped into Amazon, $10 shipped in, and we sold it for about $35, $40, and it did not sell. It was unsuccessful, right? Why? Because, let me share my screen. Let me stop sharing my screen. Because that was where I learned the lesson. Sorry, I want to, you can, okay. That's where I learned the lesson that Amazon is not a place to bring a brand new product that doesn't have an existing keyword. What is that product? It's an essential oil carousel. But that search term doesn't exist on Amazon because nobody knows of a carousel. They all think box, essential oil bag or box, but not a carousel. And so it was a brilliant product, but we had to stop selling it. It just didn't sell well enough. We couldn't get to page 1 for what? Carousel box, you know. We weren't a box. So that was where we learned the lesson, which said there's got to be a few other people selling a similar product. There has to be. You can't invent something new. And I'll give you one more story. Was we also sell on behalf of other people, right? We manage Amazon accounts, and that is one of the courses that Kevin is offering. And if you sign up with Zonbase, there's a little option to join the FBA agency course, right? Which is so brilliant because that teaches you how to use your Amazon knowledge and experience to manage someone else's store and their products. You just know the PPC and everything like that, and you do it for them and earn a commission, and you don't have the risk of the stock or anything like that. And so one of the guys had this really cool product. It was a suit bag that carried a suit that folded up into a tog bag, right? So it was a carry bag that unzipped and became your suit bag, and it had a battery USB cell phone charger built in, like a power pack.
Nice.
What keyword? What keyword did you be on that for?
Modern
cell phone charging, suit carrying tog bag. Yeah, like, what? You know, and it was impossible. You know, we couldn't get to page 1 for suit bag because his suit bag was 10 times more expensive than everyone else's because it was a suit bag that converted into a tog bag, and it had a battery pack for charging your phone. You know, so be careful about going for a product that is so like new that you actually cannot sell it. Yep.
Gotcha.
Right.
Louis, really quick though, before we dive in, have you had any time where you ran across a supplier where you actually had like an issue, right, with them, or had any problems because you didn't do your due diligence? Is there anything you do to vet your suppliers first before you dive in with them?
I never went to China. You always do an inspection, but an inspection by definition is 2 or 3% of the units get checked. And let's call a spade a spade. What, are you going to turn the order back? You know, you've paid money. You're going to say, no, there's a scratch, I'm not paying. You know, I don't know, maybe other sellers would be stronger than I am like that, you know. So you do the inspection, but just be careful of like how much value an inspection actually really brings you. You're only checking a very small percentage. So what happens? Your product goes straight to Amazon. That's the value of this game. It doesn't come to us. Just go straight to Amazon, and your product starts selling, and then you start getting negative reviews, right? Like this handle keeps coming off. It comes off. You don't even look at it, and it comes off, right? And that was your supplier letting you down, and it's very difficult to recover from that. So how do you come around that? It's not easy, right? Because,
or more specifically, red flags that you would be like, okay, yeah, I wouldn't want to deal with this guy.
Well, it's more, you can't red flag a factory. You can't say, well, they communicate badly, they take long to email back, therefore they're like stuff they're going to build is bad. Okay. You can judge the sample they send you, but be careful because the sample is made in a different part of the factory, right? Imagine a factory, big machines that turn out like thousands of products an hour. They can't use those machines to make your one sample, right? So they've got like a small little mini machine with some dudes whose job it is to make the sample, right? But then when they come to make the big quantity, you know, it's going to be a different machine, a different process. And so what I always do is I always ask them for photographs throughout the process. Show me the photos.
Okay.
And I have on 2 occasions not completed an order. I have walked away after paying the deposit, and I just you know, I knew it was going to be a disaster. The quality was so bad.
What did you know? Why? How did you know it was going to be a disaster? Give me like 4 words why you knew. What gave you that feeling, and what allowed you to say, "All right, stop"?
They were being kind of a bit dishonest. They were saying, "Oh, I know you want this, but this is really bad quality. What you really want is this." And they kept changing the order specification to what they wanted to supply.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, fine. I'm already in, you know, and we were fighting. And then they were like, they did it twice. And then like the 3rd time, and we said, no.
You had enough of that. Awesome. Good. And then I know you deal with current suppliers now. Really quick again, just like you answered that last one. What signs do you know that, like, okay, this is a reputable person? I know you said not to write any factory off, but like, let's say I found a product that they particularly make, even though they make hundreds of different other products. How do I know, based on the product that I selected, that I can say, all right, I can give them a little try?
Guys, the whole thing with Amazon is the first product and the first order it's just a bit of a test. You got to get it to page 1. The beauty of Amazon is where you get that roll going, you know, where you order the second one and the first one's selling, and you order the third one, the second one's selling, and you're rolling, right? Then you start rolling with your factory, because all that difficulty we all had in the beginning, finding factories, whatever. Now I've got this guy, Sam, he's on my phone, and I'm like, Sam, I need this. Or Sam, I'm looking for a slightly different variation. And I've already ordered from him like 18 times. Yeah. And so he quickly sends me stuff. And as beautiful as it is with Amazon, where now your product is ranked and you're selling all the time. So it's like that with the factories, because now it's so quick to place an order. They've got your documentation from the last time. They just say how much you want. Is the label still the same? Yes. And then they can start sending you, like, you know, they can say things like, you know, our other customers who buy your product are also buying this product. Do you want to maybe sell it? And so when you've got to that point of the factory, it's a great thing.
Yeah, and the honesty speaks. I mean, you can tell by then they're being honest. They're trying to work with you. And I also do. I know you said communicating slowly is not a big thing for you, but for me it is, because I feel like because you're probably on the same side of the globe as they are, or most of the factories. If it's not the U.S., then we're going out, right? If we can't find what I need in the U.S., then and the problem is anybody who can get back to me, because it's already midnight for me. And beyond. So midnight is when I start making calls or communicating with them. So anybody who's responding quickly is pretty good sign. But then, like you said, if they try to push other things on you, those are red flags that, you know, that I'll put in mark and note down. So I appreciate you going down that route for us. So trying to go into some questions now. Let me adjust this a little bit. So some of the questions that we have coming up here, some of them are actually pretty funny, but Ofer, I guess he was thinking that is for if it's for Shopify. Nope, this is strictly for Amazon, and we're talking about the difference between good suppliers, bad suppliers, and some of Lewis's experiences with creating a product that had no keyword backing. And obviously, we knew that it wasn't successful, but that was his lesson that he wanted to share with us. Creation is fine as long as there's demand for it, right? But from based on Lewis's experience, I would say stick to something that you can find a true demand for, and you can create something within that realm. All right. Let me see here. Nitin John, my man, he's here with a question. So let's start with Nitin John. He says, "Hi, Lewis. When do you recommend to start trademarking and branding a product?" Great question. I know a lot of people actually teeter with that. So
yeah, I'm a realist, and my approach to products was to just give it a go, try. If it works, great. If it fails, that's just, like, don't get too hung up. And so other people might give you different advice. My advice is trademarking and branding is a little bit expensive and it takes a bit of time. Yeah. I wouldn't do it before you've even tested your product on Amazon. For God's sake, just start selling, right? And then you'll do it. Once you've got a proven product, absolutely you have to get brand registry, which means you have to register it. But what I would do is, before, you see, what maybe people don't quite get is it's quite difficult to get a really good product, okay? And once you've got it, if you've got 2 hours free, and if it was me, and you can, with your 2 hours, go and research a second product, or taking the same product and going to a second Amazon market like Canada or England, or taking the same product and doing a Facebook campaign and going on Shopify, yeah, I would do that. I would exploit the product you've got. Everything is better when you're selling more of your product. Yeah, people see it on Facebook and look for it on Amazon. You, instead of buying 2,000 from the factory, you're buying 4,000 from the factory. Your shipping cost drops by so much, because so much of the shipping cost is just the fact that it's a shipment, and the more you can put in a shipment, the cheaper it is, right? Yeah. Everything gets better when you're selling more of the same product. And so that ties in with what Nick and John's saying, is as soon as it's proven, then I would go all out and do it. But I wouldn't do it before.
All right, awesome. And when you said proven product, what's some metrics that you can use to prove it? Like, say, is this a proven product for me that I can go ahead and put the investment into trademarking and branding?
Yeah. In my books, 2/3 of the sales have to be organic.
2/3. Okay. Yeah, I think it's pretty clear.
So you're always going to be doing PPC. And one of the things we do at Zonbase is we can manage your PPC for you, but your PPC should not blow the bank. It should not blow the budget. PPC should increase profit, not suck profit.
Right.
But when you first launch your product, you probably should be looking at around 2/3 of your sales being sponsored ads and 1/3 being organic. And those sponsored ads have to be at least break even, if not profitable.
Yeah.
And then your product is established when it's selling organically.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point you brought up there. There's some good numbers. Guys, don't forget to like this post as well. If you guys also want to be in the running for the giveaway as well. I see a few posts there. There's more people than there are likes. So for those of you guys who like and do the hashtag live, we do check to make sure you guys do that, so you can be in the running for the Kevin David free book giveaway we do at the end of the week for every one of our lives. All right. Really quickly, I know we had something, guys. And another thing I've noticed inside of the comment section, a lot of people are freaking out about the whole coronavirus. I'm not sure what you're hearing, Lewis, but over here in the US, it's insane about how many people are worried about the travel and Amazon. Guys, look, Amazon is not shut down. Things don't stop being delivered just because a virus breaks out, right? And remember what it is. It's a virus, just like the flu and what have you, okay? It's just one that they have a strain, a different strain. So don't overthink it. Don't let the hype of the media stop you from achieving your goals, your dreams, and whatever you're trying to do with your business. Focus on your business, get what you need to get done. Amazon and the suppliers, they'll do whatever they do. Now, it may affect the timing a bit, but business doesn't stop, okay? Amazon is not gonna sit there and lose billions in one day just because the whole world is freaking out about a virus. We should be more worried about the common flu than the virus. It's killed way more people so far to date. So just be mindful of that, all right? So moving on. See this. All these.
Don't forget, at the end, we're going to be giving out a coupon that you
get. The coupon code at the end. Again, guys, if you direct your attention at the bottom, you'll see that you'll get 50% off any package, and only the first 10 people who take advantage of the coupon code, which we'll be revealing in the next, 15 minutes, will be able to take advantage of also getting a free product validator. Meaning, if you find a product, you think it's good, but not sure if you just dive in and press the green light, you'll have somebody who's experienced with data to tell you, hey, this seems pretty good, or don't do it. Save your 5,000 and put it into something else. All right,
Or
which is
do it, but do it with your eyes open and have a big budget because it's going to cost a lot of money to get to page one.
Exactly. So at least you'll know that up front. You see, Kevin responded to the whole Corona thing too, which is great. How did I get rich quick? That's the wrong mindset to start with first. So you need to understand that this is a business you're building. This is not like an overnight lemonade stand. Lewis took years to learn what he's learned, and obviously through experience, and myself as well. It's just not the right mindset.
You can exploit our experience, because I've now created a team that will manage your PPC for you, and we'll look at your product and we'll go, oh, be careful of that. You might see it have an incredibly high smart score because there's no sellers, but there might be a reason that there's no sellers, because you're not allowed to sell it.
Yeah. All right. And Gabriella Lima, she mentioned talking about how can I read about Amazon rules if I don't have an account yet? I'm thinking you're talking about terms of service. If you're talking about terms of service, just Google Amazon terms of service, which is also known as Amazon TOS. That would probably be all the information you need as far as staying within, trying to keep your account from getting shut down and whatnot. But it's a lot of verbiage, so be ready to read. Nitin John has number 2 question is how much in excessive inventory we should plan for Prime Day? How early should we get the product into FBA if it's a new product? Two cool question. Nitin John hitting with the questions today. I love it. Go ahead, brother.
I don't know if my answer is going to be the answer that other people want to hear or that other professionals give, but my hands are dirty with working for years and selling on Amazon. Okay, and in my experience, the peaks that you get are not as high as what you would think, other than Christmas. Okay, so I wouldn't purposefully stock up for Q4. I mean, for Prime Day.
Yeah.
Q4 is different. Okay. Prime Day is going to be like, oh, wow, I did well. But it's not like 1,000% increase. Yeah. And so in my experience, I would, your question is a very good one. Okay. Because how much inventory? So with me, understand that I always have 1 month extra stock. That was my formula. So you kind of calculate how fast you're selling, calculate when you need to order your next order, and when the new order arrives on that day, there should still be 1 month stock left. And that's how I do it. And then what I've actually learned over the years, what that means is when my new order arrives from the factory, I place my next order at that time. That's how I remember to do it. Otherwise, I forget to do it, because when you place an order, it takes 6 weeks to manufacture. It then takes 6 weeks to ship, plus a couple of weeks to get into Amazon, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like 3 or 4 months when the next order is going to arrive, and you've just ordered 3 or 4 months worth of stock, right? So when the next order arrives, I place my following order.
Awesome. Okay, cool. I'm just going to do a quick intermission, guys. Again, for those of you guys who missed it in the beginning, I did a just showing of folks who, I want to drive this point home because it's truly important to let you guys know the realities of the Amazon FBA business and what people are able to attain. Not just random strangers, but people within our community, within the Kevin David, the Zon Ninjas community. So here's Jasper, who was able to make about $15,700 plus in about 30 days. And I'm sure it wasn't the end of 30 days. We also see that he also made over close to $1,400, $2 shy in one single day. All right. Also, we have Gal Kafour, over $75,000 in the 30-day span. Obviously, it's not even the end of the day yet. It's like 7:50 p.m. Wherever this person is, and $2,000, almost $2,400 in one single day. right, that they were able to get in sales that day, right? And this is Amazon, guys. I want to drive this point home. Over 60 units in one day. Of course, using the tactics that's shown in the course that Kevin was able to show, and coming to the lives, these are going to help you, right? The lives didn't exist back then for many of them, so they only had the course and the group to depend on. Now you have the course, the group, and you have these lives that we do for free, so you guys can understand exactly what it is that is holding you back from starting your Amazon business. Bua is another example, $10,000 in 30 days, and also 316 in one day. So obviously consistency, you can see how her peaks have been rising over the time. And of course, my main man, Aaron has been killing it since the day I met him, and it's been about over $11,000 in sales in just 2 days. So, I mean, can you imagine what his 30 days span will look like? So, guys, those are just a few of the screenshots that I wanted to drive home to you guys, so you can understand the strength that you have with this Amazon business. All right, it's not any games.
Okay. So let's go. We've got just like 5-6 more minutes. Let's get through as many questions as we can, and then give out the coupon code.
Yep. All right. So next one we have is Kelly Baker. She's asking, let me make sure that we all can see it. Do you always have to ship Amazon the products from FBA, or can a supplier do it? Simple but confusing question starting out.
I know it sounds confusing, and I know it is confusing, but they're two different roles. It's like I'm not going to give an analogy. I'm just going to say it's two different jobs. The job of the factory is to make the products and make it well and not take long, but do it properly. Okay. Then it's someone else's job, a specialist, who will fetch the goods from the factory, clear the complicated paperwork of Chinese customs, clear the US paperwork of US customs, and drop it off at Amazon. And that person is called a freight forwarder. If a factory says that they can do it for you, it just means that they're being quite clever, and they're taking your money and getting another freight forwarder to do it, because there has to be a freight forwarder. A factory can't be a freight forwarder, right? So you need a factory and a freight forwarder. Kevin's group has got lots of suggestions and recommendations who to use for your freight forwarder.
Awesome. That was Kelly's question. Let me see who else we got here. Helpful information. Oh, we got all the comments coming back and forth. Hey, Tracy, what's going on? Yeah, daylight savings time. Sorry, guys. If you guys are, I know some people have been like in and out of the live and kind of confused at why we're starting early. The daylight savings time in the US, we did you have daylight savings time as well?
Not yet. So
all right. So we had it. So our hour has definitely affected everybody. So I'm sure it has. And Rory asked again, how do we find good suppliers? And we did mention some of the things. Like one of the things that I like is good communication, honesty, sticking to the plan that you initially started out with. And if they are going to be offering a change in whatever design you've been asking for, the product you've been interested in, that they're going to fully tell you this is different and this is what you've asked for, and then kind of walk you through.
The US market has problems, but it also is quite amazing in that businesses like a little guy with passion and a dream, and so even though they're a big factory, you'll be able to say to them, just give me a chance, just give me one small order. I'm going to make so much money for us, but they'll talk to you and they'll back you, if you try. So you can check out that website. We shared it earlier, Thomas.net, and you can find any US supplier there that you want.
Yeah, Rory was asking, can we sell tinfoil masks on Amazon?
So interestingly, I know people follow, but Amazon have and are quite rightly so. They've been really, really strict, but they just I think I read that they took down 200,000 listings or something like that. It was thousands and thousands of listings
for the masks.
That had anything to do with coronavirus.
Damn.
So if you use the word coronavirus, they took you down. They were like, don't be using words that have got nothing to do with your product, number one. And then number two, they were super strict on people charging like crazy prices for a product that shouldn't be that price. Yeah.
Man, yeah.
And so lots of guys that are Amazon people are now left with like lots of inventory that they're trying to sell outside of Amazon because Amazon won't let them sell. So don't think of Amazon as a get rich quick scheme. You can't game the system. It's a real marketplace with real people, and you have to you have to be there for the long run.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Bellevue says, what's the better way to drop ship on Amazon?
What's the better way to drop ship in Amazon? Look, drop shipping means you're buying it directly from the factory and you're sending it in. It is very difficult to drop ship into Amazon. I don't know, how you could, because Amazon, your product has to be sitting in FBA. That's how it works. If your product is not sitting in FBA and you're selling it fulfilled by merchants, then you can drop ship from a factory, no problem. But then no one's going to buy your product because there's no free 2-day shipping. Unless you're the only seller, then it's different, right? But so if you've got a product that other sellers have got their product in FBA, then you will not sell yours because people have a need for free 2-day shipping, and you won't be able to do that.
Yeah, that needs to be fulfilled, because that's many times why people even mess with Amazon. Nitin John says, face masks and sanitizers are big time shortage now. I have suppliers sending me random emails that they have it ready for shipping.
Don't do it, Nitin. I manage the account of one of those people that you shared on the screen, Drew. I won't say who.
Yeah.
But he contacted me saying, it's got 50,000 face masks for me. I was like, nah, bro, take it. I don't want to.
I mean, that was a big hit to a lot of people, I bet.
Nah.
And then John says, I believe this niche should be very competitive and hard to get into. I mean,
forget about it.
Everyone hopping in.
Forget about it.
I think this is our last question right here. And this is Andre Bowen says, hi guys, with my first launch, is it necessary to apply a coupon code even when using page 105 services?
Are you talking about using a coupon code on us? In other words, that you get your page one launch cheaper? We've rebranded page one. In Zonbase, it's called page one. So are you saying that, and if that's your question, then yes, the coupon code that we're going to be giving you now in 5 minutes, you can use that same coupon code to get 50% off any launch. Okay?
Yeah.
Are you asking that, do we do a launch using coupon codes? In other words, giveaways? We don't. We do very, very, very small giveaways, but the bulk of the launch is done through PPC, selling your product at full price to real people, not fake buyers buying it for $1. Yeah, and that's why all our launches kind of stick as hard as they do.
I think the way I understood was maybe saying, like, with this first launch, is it necessary? Like, let's say I give you guys my product to launch using the service, and then I myself apply a coupon code in addition to.
So anyway, maybe you can come back to us.
Did you hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
I said applying a coupon code in addition to having you guys, do the page 105 launch. Is it necessary? I think is what I understood the question to be. Is it necessary to do that? Do you think it would help at all?
No, but look. The reason why Zonbase is working so well is that we've got excellent tools, data, in our database, but we've got coaches, real life human beings. And so what will happen is, if you're interested in doing a launch with us, you'll email page one at Zonbase, and you'll get allocated a coach, the same person who every day will talk you through the whole process, and they'll explain to you. And no, you won't have to do coupon codes yourself outside of the launch.
Gotcha. Let me see what here. Sorry. Bellevue, Addie says the FBA fee is very high and too many competitors. I think they're talking about a specific product. think Roy says, "Oh, sorry, Abbas, I didn't realize those replies were going to." All right. Let me see. Who else? What is the lowest smart score you would touch on Zonbase? Nice. I think that's a good question.
Okay.
Great
So
question, Roy.
is the keyword score, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see, you don't get stuck. I won't show it. We can maybe show it next week. Okay. But there's a tool on Zonbase. It's called reverse ASIN. It's like the most powerful tool that there is.
Mm-hmm.
What you do is you find a product on Amazon, you get the URL, you put it into reverse ASIN, and it tells you all the keywords that product ranks for, right? And if it's just a halfway reasonable product, not like $1 million a month product, just a few $1,000s a month, it will rank for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of keywords. Yeah, sometimes so many that we can't even download them all, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when Rory's saying what's the lowest smart score, don't think that you are going to be ranking for one keyword. You've got to look at kind of the basket of them. Essential oil for skin, essential oil for dry skin, lavender oil for dry skin, essential oil for children's skin, So there's so many keywords. So with all these tools, including the smart score, you want it to get as high as possible, but don't get too stuck on it. Don't be like, well, if it's 91, that means it's good, and if it's 50, it means it's bad. But if it was me, I would want them in the 90s. I wouldn't look under the 90s.
So you would not look under the 90s?
No.
90 is your cutoff?
Yeah, for a keyword that I want to launch for. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good, man. All right, guys. Moment of truth is happening right now. This is the discount code you guys have been waiting for. And also the bottom reel has been updated as well. If you guys are watching to this point, green light 10, as you can see, is going to be the discount code that you guys can use in order to get the 50% off any package deal. But you also get, only for the first 10 people though, only first 10 people will get the free product validator. And what that is, so you know the importance of it, is if you find a product and you're looking to invest in it, you can have someone on the phone, a coach, kind of guide you and give you some information about that product you're about to invest in, making sure that investment is going to be used to the best.
We've got like a 20-point checklist that we kind of
go through it together, and then you can make the ultimate decision, because obviously it's your business, it's your money, it's what you're investing in, but you'll get all the information you need data-wise to see if it's a wise investment and should you go along with it, and you get to make that decision for yourself, but at least you have that other voice to help you make that decision. The power in that, I can't describe to you enough in this live. I just know that when everybody else was doing it before this was existing, everyone just took a shot, took some faith in themselves and just took a shot in the dark. But
we can't guarantee that your product is a home run.
For sure.
But we can absolutely guarantee that your product will be a lemon.
Yeah.
Because we know what the lemons look like.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't buy a lemon.
Yeah. I'm just giving you a bag of sugar and some water. You're gonna have something to drink, I guess. Some lemonade. All right. So if you guys have any more questions, fill them in. Thank you for everybody who asked your questions. Tracy, I see you. We love you, girl, always. You guys are so knowledgeable. So such great hosts. Thank you. You're welcome. Of course. If you guys have any questions about links on how to get there, it's zonbase.com. Guys, go ahead and sign up. Go ahead and apply that coupon code. Only the first 10, though, will be able to get the free product validator that it comes with. The rest, everyone else gets 50%. So only the action takers gets the additional bonus of the product validator, but the rest, everybody gets 50% off. So I hope you guys found this very, very useful. Lewis, I know it's dark over there, over in your side of the world, but I appreciate you always being able to come here and drop some knowledge. Guys, same time next week on Wednesdays, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know it's an hour early for many of you because we are daylight savings time here in the US, and we like to do things funny, and we like to count things by pounds and use inches and none of the other metrics everybody uses. So of course, that's how we do it. But until then, I love each and every one of you guys. Keep rocking on with your businesses, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.